Hi, beauties. Did you guys miss me? Well, I missed y'all. Anyway, so this is the long-awaited makeup tutorial. This is the full, in-depth club beat. This is the beat that you see Brwnsknbeaute with when you see me outside, mixing and mingling. Lots of blush, lots of highlight, glamorous lips, really full, really plump. So if you guys want to see this, please keep watching, but please always remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and drop into the comments what you guys want to see from me as always. I believe the next video is going to be a story time, but if that's not what you guys want to see, please let me know. I hope you guys enjoy it, and thank you so much for being here. I love you guys, and remember to sit pretty, sip heavy, and spill all the tea, child. Even though we ain't spilling no tea today, we spilling some tea on how to do this makeup.
Come on. Hold up, look at that girl right there. She bent over. She got that bag in her bag.
Today I'll be using my e.l.f. Hydro Grip Primer. And I'm just going to stamp that all over my T-zone, under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, around my mouth. Next we're going in with this Beauty Supply Jet Black eyeliner pencil to fill in my eyebrows. So we're going to start with carving out the shape on both eyebrows, and then we're going to fill them in. And y'all, please remember, your eyebrows are sisters, distant cousins, but never twins. Here's where I take a lighter shade. It's a dark brown, but it's lighter than that jet black. And I go in and I fill in the front of my eyebrows with light, hair-like brush strokes. And please remember, both of those are drugstore products. You can get those at your beauty supply store. Next, I'm going in with my e.l.f. concealer in the shade Espresso, and I'm going to carve out my brows, aka highlight underneath them. So this is the brush that I like to use to carve out my brows. Really thin, really small, easy to manage and use. Notice how once the concealer is where I want it, I blend downward. This is the brush that I like to use to blend out the concealer underneath my brows. This is an e.l.f. brush. I think it's a C brush. As you can see, it is beat up, child. Next, I'm going in with my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Deep Cinnamon. And I'm going to prime my eyelids for my eyeshadow with that. I like to take this small fluffy brush to blend out the concealer on my eyelids. Notice how I'm tapping instead of swiping. That blends the concealer better and easier and more evenly. Next, I'm going in with this Holy Grail, the James Charles palette. Yes, I still use it. And I'm going to go in with these pink shades here. Starting with this small little fluffy brush. It's a little more dense than the last one I used. I'm going to go in with that kind of like a burgundy purple. And that's going to be the first shade I put down. Just blending that into the outer parts of my eyelids. Next, I'm going in with this bright pink shade here, and I'm going to put that in the inner part of my eyelid and try to marry the two colors together. Next, I'm going in with this darker purple to add depth. Now I'm switching to this BH Cosmetics Opalescent, I believe it's called, palette, and I'm going to use that bright pink and use that same fluffy brush and just put that on the inner corner. It has like shimmer in it. Next, I'm going in with my e.l.f. liquid blush and Coming in Hot Pink. That's the shade name. I got that from Walmart. I'm going to use 3 dots on each side and then blend them out. Now, don't let this liquid blush scare you, because it definitely scared me in the beginning because I was like, this looks crazy. But now I'm going back in with that e.l.f. Pro Concealer. This is from the beauty supply store, and I'm going back in with the shade Espresso. This is the shade I like to use for a more natural look first before I go in with the brighter concealers. So here's the black opal foundation stick in the shade Ebony Brown. I forgot that I normally do this step first, but here I am tracing out my nose contour, or carving it out, if you will. And then I'm going to go in with that same e.l.f. concealer I was just using in Espresso and carve out my nose. And then I'm going to continue putting that concealer all over. Key tip: if you want your nose to be snatched, go down the sides of your nose with your concealer. Thank me later. Going back in with that deep cinnamon to brighten the inner corners. And while that dries down a little bit for fuller coverage, I'm going back in with that Espresso from e.l.f. Now, my concealer placement is optional, but as you can see, I have hyperpigmentation where facial hair used to grow. So I like to go around my mouth and brighten all that area before I go in with foundation. And this technique is called, I can't remember, what is it called? Reverse highlighting is what I think it's called. It's when you do your concealer first and then do your foundation last. And yeah, I love this technique because it just brightens so much more than having to blend it on top of the foundation and it just all kind of marries in. I don't like it like that. So here I'm taking a damp, and make sure it's damp, beauty sponge, and I'm just blending out all of that concealer. And the video is sped up, but I'm really taking my time and pressing it into my skin. I love a beauty blender. You can't get me to use a brush. Sorry. I mean, I'm using a brush there, but overall, I'm a beauty blender girl. So going back in with Old Reliable, you see how beat up that brush is? That is so sad. I slowed it down a little bit here because I really want you guys to focus on what I'm doing with my nose. I really, really care about my nose contour and I take pride in it. So I am tapping and swiping at the same time because I kind of just want to tone that line down a little bit going down the center. I don't want it to disappear completely, but I do want it to be seamless and blended and not look too harsh, kind of drag queenish. No shade, but yeah, I do like it to be snatched, but I still want it to be blended. Next, I'm going to go back in with that damp beauty blender and go up and down the sides of my nose for extra blending. Next, I'm going in with another holy grail, a staple in the beauty community, the Fit Me foundation in shade 375 Java. That is my shade. It is a little bit darker than like where I have the hyperpigmentation, but if you can see or if you pay attention, my chest, it does match my chest. The undertones are never right for, me, because child, they be playing with the deeper skin tones, undertones, but it'll work. Y'all did not mean to say darker. I meant it's lighter than those spots that are darker on my face, but it'll eventually match my chest, is what I meant. Now going back in with that same brush that I used to blend out the liquid blush earlier, I'm just reinforcing where the blush was, because between the concealer and the foundation, it kind of gets lost in the sauce. Next, I'm going in with this Fit Me pressed powder in the shade 330 Toffee Caramel, and I got this from Walmart as well. I believe this is $10 or a little bit more. I'm going in with that triangular little powder puff, and I'm going to put it on my two fingers and just press a little bit of it in. Sometimes I'll tap it off on the back of my hand, but you just want to really press that into the skin under the eyes, on the chin, around the mouth, and on the forehead. So next I'm going in with this Ruby Kisses powder kit. I'm going to go in with one or two of these shades for contouring, powder contouring that is. I'm going to use this fluffy brush here. It's actually angled, and I got this palette from the beauty supply store for under $10. Okay, so now I'm going back in with that pressed powder, and I'm going to reverse highlight. And y'all, I lied earlier. It wasn't called reverse highlight, putting the concealer on first. It's called underpainting. Now I remember. But yeah, so now I'm reverse highlighting, which is like making the contour stand out a little bit more. And now I'm going in with this Fit Me blush in the shade 55. It has a light shimmer to it. I don't wear highlight on my cheeks anymore, so it kind of does that job a little bit. And that's the same brush that I was using for the blush earlier. As you can see, I use the same brushes for multiple things. Going back into that Ruby Kisses powder palette, I'm going to make sure I powder contour my nose as well as I cream contoured it earlier. I'm going on top of that cream with the powder to set it in place. Next, I'm going in with the e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. As you can see, it is almost gone, child. And you must shake it up because there's like oil in it, I believe, to like keep your makeup dewy. So yeah, shake her up good. Next, I'm going in with the Fit Me Loose powder. I should be sponsored by Fit Me at this point, Lord. I'm going in with the loosed setting powder in the shade Medium Deep, and I'm using that same triangular powder puff to get into those nook and crannies. So right after you spray your setting spray, you want to kind of wait a couple seconds and then go right on top of it with this powder and really let it sink in. So this powder is only for brightening, so notice I only went under the eyes. So this next palette is an old Morphe palette I have. Child, is so old I can't even see the numbers on it. I think it's 3503. Who knows if this is even sold anymore, but I like to use this fluffy brush here in this palette and just play with those oranges and pinks and use that for another blush shade. And as you can see, ooh, it's so pretty. After this, you want to go in and set your face again, and I really spray her down good that time because I'm not going in with any more powders. Now I'm going back in with that same black pencil that I used from the beginning, using that powder puff to not mess up my makeup with my fingers, and pull down my eyelid and put that black in my waterline on both sides. Now one thing we're going to do over here is use the same thing for multiple parts of the face. So with that same black pencil, the same one we used for our brows, the waterline just now, we're going to outline our lips. My lips are already pretty full, but I do overline slightly, not a lot, nothing crazy. And then we're going to go in with a brown shade right underneath it. It's still a deep brown, so it almost looks black as well, but I don't know, I'm just in love with this lip combo. So the black first, the dark brown second, then you're going to blend it out. Now we can get messy after blending it out. So I'm going back in with that e.l.f. Espresso Concealer, which is the one that's like closest to my skin tone out of the ones I use. And I'm going back in with that same brush I carved out my brows with, and I'm cleaning up where the black kind of smudged down. And it honestly just gives your lips a more crisp look. Now you guys, please don't ask me where this pink lip gloss came from. Someone gave me this a while back and I've just been using it. It's practically gone, but it's still giving me some pigment. Next, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. It's a lip plumper and it's in the shade Mocha Twist, and that came from Walmart as well. So this plumps the lips, and I love this pink shade so much better than that first one. I kind of put that one down first just to let the pink push through, and then I tone the pink down with the pink that I want. Now I'm going in with the Beauty Supply, just some cheap $1 lip gloss. I don't pay big prices for lip gloss because, as you can see, the dollar one is doing the job. Going back in with that BH Cosmetics Opalescent palette, I'm going to use all those shades that I kind of just hovered over, highlight the nose, my brow bone, and down the center of my nose. Now be careful when you highlight down the center of your nose because I don't connect the lines. I used to bring the line all the way down to the button of my nose, but not anymore. I just do that small line right there, and it gives the illusion that it's the whole nose. Also, I highlight my forehead. And by the end of this, you're going to see that I opted to do my lashes off camera. If y'all want a lash video, let me know. But all in all, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Mwah.